Hello, my wonderful doll-loving friends. This is Annie from Annie's Playhouse. As you can see, I have unboxed my Elphaba and my Glinda dolls. I'm not going to give a full review because I'm sure that, you've seen them already. If you're interested, they've been out for quite a while. I waited till they went on sale before I picked them up. I was actually going to pass on them for a while, and then I just love her Glinda's wand. And I think Elphaba is really cute with her hat, and I like her dress. I did not get the deluxe version because this is the one that went on sale. And as far as Glinda's concerned, everything that you've heard on the reviews is true. The dress is very pretty, but it's not made from a quality fabric. It feels like a shower curtain, honestly. And what's crazy is they put these little balls on them, like these little circles, and it actually really looks like a shower curtain. But from a distance, it is pretty. I think her crown could have been, it's a very pretty shape, but I would have done it a little bit differently. But I think they did an amazing job with the wand, and I wish they had done her crown in the same way that, they did the wand. I think that's just beautiful. So Elphaba came with a nice little book bag, and she came with this great hat, but she didn't come with the broom. Only the deluxe version did, and I did not get that. So I am going to try to make a broom. Well, not try. I will do it. I will not be defeated. So I just cut some of these sort of branches off of a tree in my backyard. I started this last night. I tried to braid some of these twigs. I thought that would be cool. Actually, that's just about the right width for her hand, I think. But it started breaking, so I hope I have better luck today. Maybe these are too thick. I don't know. I'm going to maybe try again and maybe not braid it, but more like twist it. And then I picked up this crazy, I guess it's a scarecrow, but it's like a ghoul that's a scarecrow. I don't really know what it is, but I picked it up for 50 cents at my local thrift store. And the reason I grabbed him, because he's kind of creepy. He'll be okay in some Instagram posts, I guess. He is pretty creepy. But I thought the leg, look at that. It actually looks like the end of a broom. So I grabbed it right away. I was like, this is mine. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And, I hope that this works. So join me for the fun. So I am going to put these ends together. And maybe I'll do a thick one. Will that be too thick? I think this will be too thick for her hand. So I'm going to save the thick end in case the smaller ends being twisted together does not work. Then we'll use those. I can make a broom out of that. But I think if I sort of tie these together and sort of twist it around each other, hopefully it will work. So I am going to try that right now. And I'm going to begin by just tying the ends together. Okay. Well, I've been a fan of The Wizard of Oz forever. That movie, I felt like it was a life-changing movie, especially, when at a young age when you see it, and the whole idea of it wasn't a tornado, was it a tornado? It just that whole thing of the house spinning, and I don't know, there was so much in that movie that was so cool, and I found it mesmerizing, although I always did find the winged monkeys to be really creepy. I always thought they were a little weird. And then I guess in Wicked, I find them downright scary in the new movie. But anyway, I love the whole idea of the story is great. I don't know. I just really like it. of the original Wizard of Oz especially. So now this is bending, or breaking rather. So it's not quite as flexible as I had hoped. So I'm going to pull that one out. We don't need a broken one in there. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to probably retie that and make it a little bit tighter. But I think twisting is the way to go. And I know that sometimes these things get soaked and, you know, then it makes them a little more flexible. See, I think that's a little too thick in our hands. So, you know, I may have to do it a little bit differently than what I had expected or what I had planned. Then I'll be back in a moment when I make a little progress. So I've tried a couple of attempts now to make the broomstick out of natural branches, and I think I might be better off actually finding a really good branch that already looks like it'd be a cool broom. But I know that the one she had kind of looked like it was woven together. So I've got these artificial branches that have wire in the stems, and this might be better. I am going to try to tie these together. Maybe 3 is too much. She has to be able to hold it in her hand. These are kind of thick. I wish that I had more of this size, but maybe I can cut this down and make like 2 of them. So I'm going to try that. I'll go get my wire cutter because this is pretty long. So if I use half of this, so fold it in half and cut it right there, I think that might be the right height for her. I hope I have wire cutters that are strong enough for this, but I think that might actually work. So I am going to try that now. If at first you don't succeed, right? I'm just unraveling a small piece of this jute, so I have some thinner pieces. And then I have these cut now. I hope they're not too small. I mean, ideally I'd like it to be a little taller, but, you know, it's my first attempt, and I'm just hoping that it works. So I'm going to just tie these 3 together and then try to sort of twist them into a nice broomstick. So this is my progress. I think it's pretty good, don't you? I mean, yeah, I think it probably is the right height too. So it's a little trickier than what I had anticipated to bend these. They don't really want to be, you know, twisted on each other, but that's what I did. And then to sort of hold it together, I just tied it periodically, or at intervals rather, with the jute. So I think it still has that sort of, you know, organic kind of look. So now the real trick is going to be to figure out how to get this onto the broom. So how to cut it in a way that it stays together. I think I have to glue it here. It seems like it might be already glued a little bit where they have this little bow. So I think I'm going to try to leave that and cut it up here and then attach it somehow to this. Probably with glue would be my best bet. So let's see which one's better. I think maybe this one. I have to figure out which one has the better fibers, or which one's glued together better. Maybe it's actually this one. So it'll go something like that. Okay, I think I'm going to go for it. And let's see, I want to make sure I picked the right one. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it over here. I don't know what kind of fiber they used, but it's definitely a natural fiber. The kind of thing you would make jute out of or something, is what it seems like. It's some kind of grasses. So this is going to be the end of my broom. Yeah, that's pretty good. It does seem like there's some kind of glue or something holding it together. So hopefully that is true, and hopefully I can figure out how to push this into it without making it fall apart. So keep your fingers crossed for me. I'm going to do my best to do that. So I was able to attach this piece. I just kept pushing the smaller branches in. I cut the larger branch a little bit because it didn't really want to go through there. So I just used mostly the little ones. It's pretty secure. And then I tied it multiple times with that jute. So I'm going to go ahead and trim those off, the ends of it. There you go. Let's see. There's a little wire there. I don't want to cut that. The wire was already on that little, this little figure over here. He's always got one long leg and one short leg. I'll use him somehow, though. He's really creepy. He's a good Halloween prop. And then, let's see, I think I'm just going to trim this a little bit. Yeah, it's an interesting, fiber that this is. It's kind of wispy looking. I don't want to cut it too straight because then won't be as wispy. I kind of like the wispy look. Look at that. Elphaba's got her broom. Hooray. I'm so glad this worked. I'm going to put it in her hand. So there we are. Elphaba has her broom. She's ready to fly away. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little video. And if you want to make a broom as well, I hope that you got some tips here. You probably won't find a little ghoul like this, but I'm trying to think of what else you could use. I mean, it's really just a bunch of fibers that are held together. So I think that you might be able to go to a fabric store, or like I did, to to your local thrift store and find something that would be, that would work that way. I'm looking at this sort of fabric here. I'm almost thinking that would make a cool cape for her too. I don't know. I'll definitely use this for something, but it's very cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself and those you love. Get ready for Halloween. It's coming right. Oh, gosh, it's right around the corner, really. So I hope to see you in my next one. I've got something really fun coming up after this one that you're really going to enjoy, I think. All right, thanks again for watching. Take care of yourself. Thank you for liking and subscribing my video. It means a whole lot to me. All right, take care. Bye now.